Hi there, Emily from Duet here. Today I've just been to meet with a past client, a family who have they purchased a block in Floriat about 2 years ago, and they've had the property tenanted out, and they've had plans drawn, or they've spoken to builders and had several lots of plans drawn, which I've got here, and they have asked me to come in and just look over their plans and check that they're on the right track for what might be considered desirable for that particular suburb, which is Floriat. This is not their forever home, so it's probably a home they'll live in for 5 to 7 years. So they just want to check in and make sure that what they're building will be suitable for the demographic of that particular suburb. They're not Floriat people, they're from the Northern Beaches, and quite often as real estate agents we get asked to look over plans, and I think it's a really good idea, and I would definitely encourage people who are looking to build in a suburb that maybe they're not overly familiar with, or even if they are, and just get an agent to make some suggestions, or they might say, yeah, that's great, that would suit a buyer for this suburb, or maybe have a think about this. I'm going to talk about just 3 things that I've suggested in this set of plans. They bought a block, quite a substantial block, so it's 900 plus square metres, so it's got a good, nice big footprint that they can build on. They're actually building double story, but quite often I will suggest to people that have bought big blocks, if they can make it single story, that is fantastic, just because it opens up their market to also downsizers who want a single level home, as well as young families that have done the smaller block up and downstairs things for the last 3 or 4 years. But these particular people, I've suggested to them, they've currently drawn in a 2-car garage. Their block is plenty big enough to add a 3rd space. So once you've got 3 car spaces, garage spaces, that really does open up the market a bit for the families that maybe have older children still at home that are driving. The second thing they did, and they had a couple of options, they had 3 sets of plans drawn, and one of the options was to have the master bedroom upstairs and the minor bedrooms downstairs. So this particular family building a 4x2. Now I have suggested that if they can go with one of the other plans that actually had the minor bedrooms upstairs and the master downstairs towards the front of the house. Young families prefer, for security, they would prefer the master bedroom downstairs near the front of the house with the kids upstairs. It also opens up your market again to maybe a downsizer situation where people might be buying a home in their 50s or 60s and be looking to be there for the next 10, 15, 20 years, and they don't want to be going up and downstairs for their master bedroom. So that is a good idea if you can keep the master downstairs. Another thing that I will always suggest, and that most builders will draw the plans this way, is just to keep it as open plan as possible in your kitchen, living, dining area. So the days of formal dining, not so much anymore. Keep it open, and if it can have a view onto if there's a pool area, this particular home isn't putting a pool in. If there's a pool area or just a play area for the kids, if you can see that area from the kitchen kind of dining area, that is ideal for young families to be in there and still keep an eye on the kids outside. One other thing I'm going to suggest to this particular family is that they've got 4 bedrooms and then a big study. I'm going to suggest to them that to try and incorporate some robes into the study and give it the option of maybe those 5 bedrooms for down the track. Once you're talking 5 bedrooms in this particular suburb, which again is Floriat, it really does open up the market for people with 3 children or more. So they were the things that immediately came to mind, and like I said, I'm going to take the plans away and just make some notes and get back to them soon. So again, great idea. If you're building, call in a local agent. Most agents will be more than happy to look over your plans and have a chat to them about any recommendations that might come to mind. Good luck.